Hello, friends. I am Yolanda Harper, and I am here with the awesome Harper Therapy Team, Chris Long, Giara Blanco, and Jennifer Schapp. And we have been coming live every day over this COVID-19 period of time through social distancing, work from home, online learning, financial crisis, like the whole shebang that's been going on. We have been sharing what has hopefully been some helpful tips along the way about managing stress, taking care of yourself during this period of time. And I think that we have collectively reached a point in time through this whole process where we are all over it. We're all over being in the same, four walls of our house with the same people. And now things are, we're starting to get a better idea of the reality of the long-term situation that we're in. This is a marathon, not a sprint. And things might be coming out sideways a little bit in our relationships. So that is what we want to talk about today, just how to navigate through what is becoming more and more of a challenge for our relationships. So we really specialize at Harper Therapy in helping people heal from trauma. And what we know about our work in helping people heal with trauma is that there's the impact of the trauma on the relationship. So however you've experienced the trauma of COVID along the continuum of trauma from little t to big T, we all certainly have been under a lot of stress, and now we're noticing the impact in our relationships. So each of our great therapists is going to share a tip of how to handle this, right? So let's start with Chris. Hey, Chris.
Hello, everyone. Well, hey, I'm going to keep it kind of simple. And this whole situation, the impact is just profound. I mean, heck, we're competitive as human beings. We're territorial. Okay. We seek freedom, happiness, all that good stuff. So there's an element of biology that is suppressed, okay, by COVID-19. And guess what? You can't fight biology. Okay. But what we can do is we can use those wonderful big brain adaptive skills to recognize it and continue to work through, okay? So what I would say is if the house is crowded, if you're feeling cramped, if you're on each other's nerves, okay, let's go back to just a few simple principles, okay? Number one, first and foremost, check yourself, okay? And check yourself first. Hungry, angry, lonely, tired, or bored, okay? It's not someone else's problem. Take that deep breath, recognize it, don't take it out on the ones you love. That's number one, okay? Number two, roll with it, baby, okay? And what I mean by that, okay, is don't cross paths, okay? Plan things out. Who, what, when, where are things going to get done, and don't duplicate those tasks. Plan, talk about it, discuss it, divide things up. Maybe one person's in the kitchen while the other person's doing work on the computer, okay? There's no reason why we can't coordinate those efforts and define those roles, okay? Number three, God bless Aretha Franklin, RESPECT, respect, okay? Gratitude, manners, and compliments will get you everywhere, okay? Think about it. Even when you walk past your partner, if you say, hey, you know what? I really appreciate you respecting my boundaries. Or, you know what? Hey, you look great in those slippers. Because who knows? It's just where we're at right now, okay? It just makes good sense. It's helpful, okay? And it shows that concern. Have that respect. And the last one is you got to move it, okay? Jump around, dance, listen to music, make it fun, okay? Add some life to the situation, okay? And if you think about those, I want to kind of just point you back. Those are all things we kind of learned in kindergarten, okay? And just revisit them, enjoy them, and keep it simple.
So now I'm thinking like RESPECT, and I like to move it. Like that's my takeaway from you today, Chris.
And there you go. And that's what I want. Go get them.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris. So Dr. Giara Blanco, you have some tips for us in our relationships as well.
I do have some tips. I have noticed that throughout this crisis, I'm going back to books and knowledge that I gained years ago. And what came to mind when we were talking about helping our relationship through COVID were the Four Agreements, the book by Don Miguel Ruiz. And it talks about being impeccable with our word. I am a firm believer that words create worlds. So we need to use and choose our words very carefully because that will create the world, the environment where we're living in through COVID-19. Always speak with integrity and use your words towards a path of love and truth. If you do that, you've got one part of the race already won. The second one is don't take things personally. Remember that every individual in your household, in your relationship, has their own foods, their own family of origin BS, and they are reacting to it. It doesn't always have to do with you, even though I may sometimes believe that the world revolves around me. It does not. It doesn't always revolve around you. So don't take things personally. The third one, don't make assumptions. Uh, if you need something, if you want something, express your expectations clearly. If your partner is asking for something, clarify what specifically are they asking for? Because if we assume that the other person is reading our minds, if we assume that we know what our partner wants, we're just creating a recipe for disaster. So don't make assumptions. And the last one is always do your best. If your best today is different from yesterday, that's okay. It's going to be different from tomorrow. As long as you're always doing your best, you are starting in a path that will take you to a place where your relationship can really flourish during the COVID. If you can't do any of the above, just trying to do your best will be the first step. Those are my four for today.
Love it. Love it. Show up as the best version of yourself possible.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, Jen, you've got some tips for us today.
So, what I would want you to kind of notice is going back to communication, because my thing is everything goes back to communication in
Mhm.
relationships. And I just want you to kind of notice when you are feeling upset, is it coming from a place of communication when you're talking to your partner, or is it more coming from that irritation place of just trying to get back at your partner or hurt your partner?
Mhm.
So I kind of just want to give some tips to kind of just slow down the body, slow down the brain before you react. So the first thing I would say is just notice when you're triggered. Just take a minute and notice, like, I'm feeling upset right now. And before you do anything, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath, slow down, and notice, what am I feeling right now? What emotion is it? After you can convey that, am I sad? Am I angry? Am I worried? And then kind of take another step and be like, what need am I searching to get met right now with my partner? And after you get those two down, then take time to kind of express yourself using I language. Express your emotion, express what need that you need at that moment by trying to avoid those I languages, using those I statements, and really conveying, like, right now, I'm really needing some space. I'm really needing to calm myself down. I'm really needing help out right now. And just keep in mind, kind of like what Dr. Blanco is saying, is that we're all struggling, and that your partner probably is also struggling to get their needs met at this time and struggling with their own emotions. So many times their actions don't have to do with trying to actually get back at you. And that's how to end this cycle. So my end thing is, like, I want communication to happen. I don't want the same cycle of argument to keep happening. So those are my tips.
That's great. Thank you so much, Jen. So, at Harper Therapy, we do help couples reconnect. We do that by studying the masters of relationships, including the Gottmans and Terry Real, in relational life therapy. And Terry Real, our mentor in relationship tips, makes the analogy that our relationships are our biospheres, right? And now more than ever, we're within these four walls with the same people. You don't want toxicity in your biosphere. Most couples wait an average of 7 years before they reach out for professional support. And usually, even then, it's after a crisis, like an affair or something. And certainly, COVID is a crisis in and of itself that's bringing all of the most challenging parts of the relationship to the surface. don't wait to get help. Now's the time to do it. We are open. We are offering online therapy. You can connect with one of our amazing therapists. You can even have a free consultation with them to see how they can help you with your relationship. So give us a call today, 813-434-3639. Thanks so much, Harper Therapy Team. Thank you to our community. If you found this helpful, please share it. Give us a call. Take care of yourself, and let's take care of each other, guys. Thank you.